Welcome to Stock Symbol Selects, where we decode market moves, one symbol at a time. Today we're going to have a look at Occidental Petroleum Corporation, that symbol OXY. Occidental Petroleum Corp engages in exploration and production of oil and natural gas. Now let's have a look at Oxy's chart here. When we look at the weekly, which is what I start with, we can see that there was an uptrend recently since 2020, and it's been in some kind of a consolidation stage here. Let's zoom in on this weekly chart so we get a better idea of what's going on currently. So here's the chart here zoomed in, and we can see first of all that the volume has been tapering off. So that's not a good sign, as it's been also consolidating here. So there will be some kind of a bigger move shortly. First thing I look at when I'm looking at the weekly is we look at the 30-day EMA. And we can see from week to week, as we look at the numbers, currently it's 60.26, and we go back a week and it's 60.22. So that means a slight up phase, so that's good. The next most important thing I look at is the RSI, and the numbers are trending slightly down, but overall the week is trending up. So that's also good. Looking at the MACD, we'll zoom in on the MACD. It's also trending up, and the histogram is also indicating that it's trending to the upside. When we look at the ADX and the positive DI, directional indicator, the next confirmation indicator, the green line here, it's also trending upwards and will cross over the negative DI. So this is also positive. Now I've drawn some trend lines here. These trend lines need to touch 3 points in at least over a 1 month period in order to be a valid trend line. So at the bottom here you can see it's touching 1, a low here, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is a valid trend line for the support. At the top here we've got this resistance line, and it's touching 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's also a valid trend line, and it's sloping downwards. This is forming a downward sloping triangle, which usually indicates that this stock, as it bounces between these two lines, the support and resistance will eventually turn over and go through at some point this support price here. This is typically what will happen. Let's have a closer look at the day chart. Let's zoom in a little bit on the time frame here. Now, of course, we're analyzing the oil industry, and this is a tricky one of the hardest to analyze, because it dictates pretty much what's going to happen in the whole stock market. Keep that in mind, that it will be tricky, and hence maybe the obvious might not be the best play. So we can see that the EMA, going from day to day, is, as I move back and forth, have a look at the numbers, it is trending upwards. So that's a good sign. And when we look at the RSI, it also is indicating that it's trending upwards, consolidating for the past few days, but in general it is trending upwards. Confirmation indicators, the ADX and DI, the positive DI, the green line here is crossed over, so it's in a bullish phase. But when we look back, it's possible that it could begin to turn down at this point. It's very choppy. Looking at the MACD, we'll zoom in on the MACD here. We can see that the MACD now, the histogram, is now beginning to also trend downwards. So this blue leading indicator could curve over, which could become bearish. So that's an early warning sign. So what I'm thinking that will happen with this stock is that it will do what I've drawn on the chart here. It will continue to touch the resistance line and then back down to the support line and waver in between the two. And at any point, I think this triangle shape here typically indicates that it will go down. And how long will it take? Considering the old adage, sell in May and go away, you might want to consider the date be somewhere 5 days out on the 25th. It could occur in this time frame right about here is where it might start that pullback. I hope you enjoyed this take on what might happen to Oxy. Remember to do your own due diligence and your own research before you invest your hard-earned money in these stocks. And remember to like and subscribe so you can receive more of this content, and share. It helps the channel. All right, that's it for now. Take care.